In this video, we're going to review my quarterly refresh and fill out the tending list for the month of July in my Cultivate What Matters annual PowerSheets. Hi, I'm Kristen and I post functional planning videos. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. So this is future Kristen. I'm halfway through filming this video and realized I didn't warn you that this is going to be a super long video. So I am going to insert this clip into the beginning, just letting you know. All right, so I have already done the quarterly refresh in here, and if you're not familiar, PowerSheets is an intentional goal planner, and you, at the beginning of the year, well really at like the end of the previous year, you go and you fill out all of this prep work to figure out what kind of goals you want to set for the year, and then you just disperse those goals throughout the year, and the PowerSheet system really helps you figure out what to focus on and all of that. And then every 3 months there's a quarterly refresh, and so you just kind of like go back over all of your goals and just kind of figure out where you're at and if you want to change anything. And it's just a really great like structured system for that can be really helpful for people that get like overwhelmed with all of the things that go along with setting goals and self-improvement and all of that. And it just gives you like a place to start, and it gives you like a little flow, like an instruction manual, I guess you could say. And so that's been really helping me this year, and I love it. And then I've been using this. This is the first like full year I've used PowerSheets, and we're halfway through, and I really feel like I don't think I can do goals without PowerSheets anymore. But let's just talk about real quick what I have here, because I'm going to move some of this off to the side. I have this is actually a Planner Kate sticker album, and I've just kind of decorated it with, with Cultivate What Matters stickers. I meant to put some like clear tape over this because these aren't really meant to stick to this material, and so sometimes they pop off. But just to cover up where it said stickers, and just to make it obvious that this one is all of my wild cards. And there's some older wild cards in here, the ones you can see that are blue. They don't really fit, but they just barely fit, but they kind of like stretch it out a little bit. But the wild card packs that you can purchase, and also the ones that you can print free, download and print free on the Cultivate What Matters website, once you cut those down, they fit in this. This is an old Planner Kate sticker book. I can't remember the size. I'll put it on the screen. Well, what I'll do, I'll link it in the description if it's still available on the site. But I just have all of my wild cards in here, and I don't know if I'm going to use any of these this month, but I just wanted to have this available so that when we're working on the tending list, if I realize there's a goal I want to kind of like expand on, some of these wild cards might come in handy. And so I'm just going to kind of set that off to the side. And then I also have these stickers from Planner Kate. These are actually from last year, leftovers from the July kit I used last year. This is kit 530. You should still be able to find these on the Planner Kate site in the 2023 kit section. And so I just kind of combined all of the leftover stickers onto one page here, and then just so that I could easily just kind of grab it and use. And so I want to use these to kind of set up my monthly spread, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But then I also have, this is Planner Kate. All of these are Planner Kate. This is Doodle 7, and it's like July themed. This is Doodle 17, and this is a summer bucket list. And then these are just some leftovers that I'm going to use, these days of the week stickers. I prefer a Monday start on my calendars, and so I'm going to redate the calendar in the monthly calendar for a Monday start. And then I just have these old date dots that I cut off of an old sheet that was also Planner Kate, but it was like an old, I'm not really sure what that came off of, but anyway, I'm gonna use those. And then I have this, which is week of stickers, and I thought I might try to see how I can use these week of dates on my tending list. I don't know if they'll fit anywhere, but I just grabbed them just in case. So that's what I have for stickers. So we will do that in like the second half of the video after we talk about the quarterly refresh. And then I have this pouch here, which this is just a clear pouch from Amazon, but I think I'm going to purchase one of the ones from Cultivate What Matters just for fun, like to match when they come out with the new PowerSheets for next year. I think they have a pouch that's this size, and this is the perfect size for what I'm using it for. And so I think I'm going to get, when I get my new PowerSheets, I'm going to get a matching pouch this size for this stuff. So I have in here a ton of markers and dot markers that match all of my goal areas. And then I also just keep a, I have a lined, here, let me see if I can get these. If I take them all out, then it's going to be hard to get everything back in. So I have a sticker book here. These are all Cultivate What Matters, these three things I'm about to show you. So I have a sticker book. Oh, here we go. The goal setting sticker book. I have a lined everyday notebook, and I have the quick start guide in here just for some like help on goals. And then I have just a small little ruler in there just as a straight edge for highlighting. And the highlighters that are in here are mostly mild liner, and then there's two from the Walmart pen and gear set that match the colors better. And then the dot markers are all the Zig clean color dot markers. So that's going to be off to the side as well. So now let's get into the quarterly refresh, which is in June. So what's cool about the quarterly refresh is if you are a member of Goal School Premium, which I am, every month there's a prep party where you can set up the your tending list like every month. But in the months where there's a quarterly refresh, so at the end of March, June, September, and then December's a little different because we're setting up PowerSheets, I think. I'm not sure. But at the end, when there's a month with a quarterly refresh, we do that. So I have chosen to, even though I'm a member of Goal School Premium, I've decided I wanted to film this, and so I can't really film it while I'm doing the live call for the prep party. But I just wanted to mention that because this week, they have opened up Goal School Premium memberships for the quarterly membership if you wanted to try it out. So the doors are not always open for that. So if you're interested in Goal School Premium, I feel like this quarter is like the best quarter to try it out. Well, maybe quarter 4 is, because that's where you're going to see all of the like the prep for PowerSheets for the following year. But I think the reason I say this quarter is the best is that if you try it and like it and you want to do the annual membership, I think the best deal they have, like where you pay for it all at once, is during launch week of the PowerSheets. And that will happen, I believe, at the end of this quarter or just right at the beginning of October. I can't remember exactly when it is, but it's around that time. And that way you'll have like a full quarter in Goal School Premium to see like if it's for you. And then you can go ahead and invest in that annual membership at the best deal you're gonna get. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that real quick since, you know, this is really probably your only opportunity to get into this quarter. So anyhow, this was June stuff, and you can see here I didn't really use the monthly very much. I just kind of wrote some things in, and I think I want to try something different for July. That's why I have the stickers, but we're not really going to go over all of the tending list stuff yet. We'll kind of go over all of this stuff whenever we set up the tending list for July, but I just have mine taped in here. This is not how it normally is. Let me show you July's tending list. It's actually like, you know, it's in, but it's perforated, so you can pull it out and use it. And so I tried that. I pulled it out and put it on a coil clip for my planner that I use every day, and I didn't really like it, so I pulled it off the coil clip and then it ripped, so I just taped it back in. So anyway, I just tried something new and did a little bit of learning and realized I wasn't, like, it wasn't for me. But anyway, this is what that page looks like. Your refresh is here. And so if we turn the page here, We have some areas for journaling, and that's like kind of what I really love about the Cultivate What Matters stuff is like, I love a worksheet. I love filling out, like, give me some prompts and I'll fill it out. And then that kind of helps me figure things out. Like, the prompts are very relevant to what you're doing next, and I need that. So there's also a freebie, and this was on the blog post. So if you go on the Cultivate What Matters site, click on blog and find the mid-year refresh blog post, which is one of the most recent ones. If you read that blog post, there'll be a link within the text of the blog post to download this for free. And it's just a little wildcard, which wildcards are actually this size, but I wrote on it before I cut it out and I went over the line. So mine's a little bit wider, and it just kind of gives you a starting point. And if you're not in PowerSheets, you could still utilize all these things. Like, these aren't things that only work in PowerSheets. So make sure you're checking out that freebie section and reading the blog and stuff, just because there's always good stuff there. So I just kind of did a little refresh. Sorry, my fan is on and it's just kind of like catching the wind. So I said that this year has been steady, and I put mostly because towards the end of May, or like just kind of May in general, the month of May was just like ridiculous. And so mostly it's been steady. It's been like ups and downs, but when you like really look at the full year, like it averages out to just be like, you know, we're going steady. I haven't really had any major setbacks, but I also haven't really had any like major like breakthroughs or progress. And so it's just been a steady, nice, even keeled year so far. And how I feel today, optimistic. And I feel like that is one of the biggest things I've noticed with using Cultivate What Matters, the goal setting here. And I think really it might be for any goal setting system, but this one in particular has really, it's just something about it resonates with me. Just, it's like the total package for what I'm looking for in a product. Like, it's pretty, it's great quality, and then it gives me what I need. And I don't feel like it's like a bunch of extra stuff that doesn't help me. And that kind of like sours me to things. Like, there's some notebooks you can get from other brands, planner brands and stuff, that it's just kind of like, it doesn't make sense, or it's just like busy work or something, and that just bothers me. And for me personally, the PowerSheet system and all the little is that a supplemental? I don't know, whatever. All the things that supplement it are, they work for me, and it's been great, and I love it, genuinely. And so that is kind of the thing I've noticed, is that when using this, I feel optimistic. Like, I'm not feeling like overwhelmed. I'm not feeling, oh, I'm never gonna do this stuff. Like, this is too much. Like, it doesn't, I always feel optimistic when I'm sitting down using this stuff. So optimism is great. You want to feel optimistic when working on your goals. So, and then how I want to feel in the second half of this year is relaxed. Like, I just don't want to feel like hurried and chaotic. I don't want things to be stressful. I don't want to pack my schedule with things I have to do to like hit all of my goals, right? Like, I just want it to be chill. Like, I just want to work on stuff steadily and not feel like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna fail. And that's kind of like how I'm going into it going forward, is that nothing on my goal list is so urgent and important that like anyone's gonna die, thankfully, if I don't hit that goal in like 3 months or by the end of the year. So I'm just trying to keep that in mind, is that like it's not a race, it's not a sprint. We're just making progress little by little. So then there's these like 3 sections here about like how I'm refreshing my mind, how I'm refreshing my big picture, and how I'm refreshing my focus. And so I just kind of filled those things out, just kind of before I even looked at my goals. The how I'm refreshing my mind, this is 3 action steps I'm taking. And I just got this refresh brain dump journal. And so that was kind of like big on my mind, is that I want to use that thing weekly. And so that's an action I can take. Reading self-improvement books. And I just purchased a bunch on thrift books, just because I wanted to write all in them and everything. And I didn't want to I usually get most of my books from the library, or I use Kindle Unlimited. But for self-improvement books, I've realized I need to be able to write in them and highlight in them and everything, kind of like the way I did in like grad school and stuff, and just write all over everything. I've figured out that like I learn better that way. And so for books like that, I just got some used ones inexpensively off of thrift books. And so I just want to make sure I stay doing that. And then going outside daily, which I work from home, and it's summertime, and my kid is a homebody too. So we kind of need that nudge, like, hey, go outside. Don't stay cooped up in the house. And so I want to try, and I have plants, a little vegetable garden, like a container garden. And so I do like to go outside and like mess with those and look at them and see if there's anything ready yet to be picked and stuff. And so that's the least I can do, but also like I'd love to go for walks and things. So those are things I want to make sure to include in my monthly tending lists going forward. How I'm refreshing my big picture. This says that you've gained a new perspective this year about what matters and what doesn't in the big picture. Imagine yourself years from now. And like looking back, what will I have been grateful? Like where I spent my time. And I put that building a deep and meaningful family bond, and also letting myself be a priority, were things that I will be grateful for in the future. Like looking back, I'm not going to be grateful that I spent a whole bunch of time like scrolling Instagram. Like I can't imagine like me living my best life is because I scrolled Instagram, And so that's kind of like, I feel like what that question is asking. Maybe it will be for you. I don't know. I'm not judging that. That's not me making a judgment call on that, but you know what I mean. For me personally, I just know that that's not a thing that's going to lead to me living my best life. But just continuing to make sure to like nurture and build the strong bond I have with my husband and my son, and just all three of us together, that I know will be the most fulfilling thing. And then letting myself be a priority is just like, I tend to think all this stuff has to get done. I need to get that done, and then I can relax and focus on myself. But that's not really how it works, is it? Like, there's always stuff on the list to do, no matter what you finish. There's things that have to get cleaned again and all that kind of thing, like something else happens. So I need to make sure I am putting myself on that priority list. And then refreshing my focus. It says one thing I want to cultivate in the second half of the year is personal development, and that kind of goes back to those like self-improvement books, and also letting myself be a priority. And so I just kind of like wrote out some things here that I can do that through reading, self-care, and movement, like moving my body more. And then my word for the rest of the year, I just chose my same word that I've been using, my same like word of the year that I chose at the beginning, wherever that is content. I just want to be content. I want to just feel content at the end of every day and week and month. When I look back and review what I've done, I just want to feel content. I don't want to feel like I didn't do enough. And I also want to cultivate that ability to feel contentment. So I just decided to stay with that, because I feel like it goes with like feeling optimistic and relaxed and all of the, stuff that goes along with this mindset, is that I'm just feeling content about it. So that is my mid-year refresh, and I did that before I started my quarterly refresh. And so one of the things that Cultivate What Matters has is the cultivated life evaluation, where you're kind of like grading your goal areas and how you feel about the progress you've made so far. And so I just kind of, I circled my numbers and I did a little bit of journaling about those. And so, I mean, I could go on and on about all of this, but here is where I just kind of took what I thought about here and just kind of like broke it out and expanded on the things that I've learned. And so over here it says, where have you seen the most growth? And I chose self-care. And self-care is my goal area. That's like it's like a freebie, or it's like there's 8 categories, but one of them is blank, so you can choose what you want for that. And at the beginning of the year, I had it set as like fun and recreation. And then maybe like at the last quarterly refresh, I adjusted it to be self-care. And then one of the things I learned about self-care is that it is actually the things that I do for fun and recreation that I consider self-care. So it's still kind of the same category, but I'm like learning more about myself and how I feel about those categories and what those categories mean to me. And so self-care is where I've seen the most growth. And I said, go figure, that baby steps and not adding too much would be what I needed to stick with a routine. And that's something that I learned in the last the last masterclass, which is also part of Goal School Premium. I wish I had it here, but I think there was a worksheet that looks like this, the weekly rhythm ideas, which is also a freebie on the site that you can download. I kind of it took me 6 months of doing this and learning about myself to realize that the more I micromanage my time and try to make it perfect and make it okay, well, this 15 minutes I can be doing this and I can do that right after I do this. That's not it for me. I need a routine, but I need it to be not so rigid, because as soon as one of those things kind of falls out of place, which it always will, because it's life and we can't control most things that happen, as soon as one thing kind of got shifted out of place, it would all fall apart. And so I needed more breathing room, and just doing little baby steps of things as well with my routines is not trying to add too many steps. So it goes together. So not having every minute micromanaged, and then because of that, I'm not adding things in that I need to fill those little time slots with. And it's just just do these things, these couple of things instead of these 15 things. If I can just do those 3 things or whatever it is, then I can stick with the routine. And also I can give myself permission to do the routine, but not do all of the things in the routine. I have a very all or nothing kind of mindset to my just anything in general, really. And so on my routine, if there's 10 things and I can't get to some of them, or I don't want to, or I'm just too tired, or don't have the energy, mental or physical energy, or whatever it is, I kind of feel there's no point in doing the routine if I'm not going to do this one part of it. And so I'm giving myself permission to not do that. I can still do the routine even if I'm only doing 2 things on that. And that has made that's kind of been the biggest breakthrough. When for example, my evening routine, I have a little reminder set on my phone for 7 p.m. Hey, let's shift into this mindset of these things that we want to be doing in the evening. And when that little alarm goes off and I look at it, I'm okay. And then I think about, well, I can't get to that one thing I want to do, or I just don't feel like it. I'm just too tired already. I know I'm not going to want to do that. I just give myself permission not to, and not to feel like I've failed. Before we move on from self-care, I found these wild cards in my little book. And in doing these wild cards, I started with this one and then I moved on to this one. But when I started doing this one's kind of like a brainstorm of some things that I can do to fuel my mind, my body, and my spirit in order to cultivate what matters. I realized that all the traditional things that I think women think of for self-care were not what fuels me. the bubble baths and the face masks and the spa days and the pedicures and the treating myself to a massage and that kind of stuff. That's not it for me. And I always thought I'm not really doing these things. And so those are the things that I should be trying to do more of because I don't do them. Well, really, I don't do them because they don't do anything for me. I kind of really don't like going to a salon. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't want to sit there and chat. I just don't want people touching me. I don't know what it is. It's not a thing that, like, I know a lot of women are like, man, I love to go get my nails done. Like, give me an hour to myself and to get pampered and, doted on at a salon. That to me is not, it sounds awful to me. And so it's not something that actually fuels me. It doesn't renew my spirit or my energy or whatever you want. It doesn't fill my cup. And so I realized that these are the things that bring me joy. This is what makes me feel refreshed. This is my favorite way to rest. That's kind of, and none of it is spa day type stuff and pampering type stuff. And that's where I realized I've been trying to force, what do they say, like a square peg in a round hole or whatever. It just doesn't work for me. And so I've had that breakthrough, and I've been able to say, here are the things that are self-care to me. And I think what has been happening is I've been thinking, well, I need to spend an hour on a Sunday doing all this stuff, when all of the pampering stuff, and then I wasn't doing the things that I wanted to really be doing, which was reading or watching a movie with my family or playing Minecraft or something. And those are the things that I consider self-care. So that is what I've given myself permission to think of self-care in that way. This is how I can take care of myself, and this is how I can refresh my spirit and refill my cup and kind of just bring myself back to, I feel refreshed, right? So that's my self-care stuff. And so these little wild cards were really helpful with that. So that was the brainstorm. And then this was me saying I could do this once a month, once a week, once a day, once a season. And so these are things I need to make sure get added to my tending list. And then down here, this says which goals need more nourishment. So this was where did I see the most growth? And then this is where I've either gone backwards or just haven't, it's been stagnant. And I put work and community, which at the beginning of the year was super, super hopeful with work. But again, it was something that I was over scheduling, over planning, over micromanaging. And as someone who works from home, I'm trying to, grow my channel here as a content creator so that I can stay home with my son while my husband is out of the state working all the time. I can go work somewhere and get a 9-to-5 job. I have the qualifications and the education and all that. I can go do that. However, then no one will be here there won't be an adult in the house when my kid needs an adult. And so that's where we're at right now. And so in order to, for me to be able to contribute financially to our savings goals and stuff like that, and just to have something that's just for me, I work from home and I do content creation. And so if you're watching this, thank you so much. You watching this is what enables me to be able to stay home and make videos for you to watch. And really, I can't express that enough, how grateful I am for this opportunity. And, but I also need to make it sustainable. I need to be able to keep doing it for as long as I need to be doing it. And I can't burn out. And so I want to, it's a delicate balance, because I want to shift my mindset into, this is my real job, my real full-time job, which it's not really full-time. I'm not working full-time hours. But I need to think of it as, this is when I'm thinking about work, the channel is my job. my channel is my boss. I don't know how to explain it. And so I need to have like a real schedule. I thrive on routines. And so if I have that schedule where I know on Mondays from 9 to 3, I'm going to be working on channel things. Like that's what I need, instead of just let me just do what I need to do on Mondays and then fit in channel things. I want to have like a real schedule where this is my work schedule for the week, right? I need to be able to say I need to get up and get ready for work. And that's something that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to develop some systems and schedules and routines around creating content so that I can feel like, okay, now it's time to go to work, and I can like compartmentalize and shift into work mode. And yes, I'm still here. I'm still going to get interrupted by my kid, and that's fine. That's the whole reason I'm doing this at home. But just in the overall like general mindset of it, I want it to be, you know, I'm working today because I said I'm going to work today, and not let me just go, you know, I don't know, play Minecraft or something in the middle of the day. I don't know. Anyhow, that is kind of my mindset for where I've seen the most growth and where I've had the most nourishment. And then here, these little boxes, I love these boxes. I kind of feel like I need to do this every month. It says what I'm saying no to this season and what I'm saying yes to this season. This kind of really puts it into perspective, because every choice you make, or everything you do, is a choice, and it's a decision to not do something different. And so whenever, you know, for me, using my example of scrolling on my phone, if I'm scrolling my phone, I am making the decision to not do the things that I have already decided are helpful things. And so sometimes it's important to just have that break, and that's fine. But if I'm always doing that, then that's my reason why I'm not making progress in other areas I want to make progress on. And these boxes really put that into that real tangible, this is what you're doing. Like, you're saying no to this, and so you're able to do this, or you're saying yes to this instead of this. And so if I'm saying yes to scrolling my phone, then I'm saying no to, you know, reading my self-improvement books or watching a movie and being engaged with my son. You know, that's a decision that I'm making. So what I'm saying no to this season is getting in bed at 7. We'll talk about that in a second. Distractions at work, over planning, checking my phone as a break. So getting in bed at 7, I get up kind of early, and then I just go all day. And my first instinct whenever I'm done doing things is I want to just go get in bed. But when I get in bed, I get tired, and like, you know, you're in bed. Bed is for sleeping, right? So you're like, your brain shifts to, well, you know, I always think, oh, I'm going to get in bed and read. I don't get in bed and read. It just doesn't. I get in bed and I look at my phone, and then I fall asleep scrolling my phone with the TV blaring in the corner. That's as much as I want to say, I'm going to get in bed and spend an hour reading, that's not what really happens. And so when I read in the evening, I don't want to be doing it in bed. And so that's kind of what that means. I still go to bed early, but I need to not do it at 7, because that's when I'm doing like my evening routine and stuff. And so I will think, oh, I'm just going to sit on my bed and read for a little bit and then do this other stuff. It never happens. I never get back out of bed. So distractions at work is when I am in work mode and I'm like at my computer and I want to write a blog post or something, the internet is right there. You know, it's just right there in my face. Even if I put my phone in another room, I'm on the computer, and it's just so easy to, oh, let me just check my email real quick, or let me go see if there's any comments real quick, or whatever. And then I totally distract myself, where I need, you know, I do need to check my email. I do need to read my comments and answer them, but I need to do it at a time that I've set aside for that, and not just like while I'm letting my mind wander, because then I never get back to the thing I originally wanted to do. So distractions. And then something I learned by taking the Purposeful Productivity course, which is also a Cultivate What Matters thing. It's a digital course. to make a distractions list and have a notepad on the side, like wherever you're working, and then just like I literally just write the word distractions on the top of it, just so I know that's what this list is for. And so while I'm doing something, anytime I think of something, or something jogs my mind about something else, I just write it down. Just write it down and get rid of it. Or something else I've started doing, which goes with this one, is like when I want to reach for my phone, I just write down, why was I going to reach for my phone? Like, was I going to check on Instagram for whatever reason? Or was I going to look at, I don't know, like a lot of times I'll look at like the price of something on my Walmart app, or I'll be like, what was the name brand of that thing that I bought or something? And then I'll go into the app and whatever. And then I see all my other notifications, and that's how I just get distracted. So if I catch myself like reaching for my phone or something, or opening a new tab, I just write it down. And then it's like, okay, if that's really that important, I can go look at that later. Over planning is, again, like just micromanaging, like every second of my day, and then also adding too many things in and overcommitting to things. I just don't need to do that. And also over planning, I consider like when I'm in my planner, I don't need to write all this stuff down on every day. And then, like I said, checking my phone as a break. Okay, and then what I'm saying yes to this season, getting dressed every morning. So I get dressed, but what I mean is like in real clothes, like clothes that I would like wear to go somewhere. And not just wearing lounge clothes all the time. I love lounge clothes. I love soft, cozy things. And since I work from home and I'm always at home, I feel like that's the stuff I tend to get for myself. And then I just want to stay in that. The problem I found with that is that when something comes up, it's harder to say yes to, oh, let's go to this place. Let's go to the park, or let's go to the library. It's harder to say yes, like in the moment, whenever it's like, oh, but now I need to go change and whatever. So I want to actually, like when I wake up in the morning, actually go through the process of getting ready to go to work. And this is something I used to do when I did go to work, obviously. And if you're watching this and you do get dressed and go to work every day, or even if you're not going to work every day, but you wake up in the morning and get ready for the day, you're probably like, what? Like, why is this on your list? It's just, I've gotten used to not having to do that. And it does make a difference when I do. And so I'm trying to make more of an effort to not just give into that temptation of just staying in like sweats and comfy clothes all day and throwing my hair up in a bun, which I'm still going to throw my hair up in a bun, but like I'm actually going to brush it. So anyway, getting dressed every morning, reading more self-improvement books and taking notes. We've already talked about that. Going outside daily, talked about that. Movement, going for walks. I also kind of want to play tennis again. I need to get into actually doing more things that aren't necessarily like, here's my workout, but just things where I'm moving around more. Right now, all I really do is cleaning my house and walking around my house. I actually do work up a sweat when I'm cleaning my house, so I don't consider it a workout like at all, but like I am moving my body. There's proof. But just more things that are more lifestyle based and not just like, okay, now I'm going to spend 20 minutes lifting weights, but more just like, what kinds of things can I add into my life that are also moving my body? Like fun things like tennis, playing tennis with my kid, even going and doing the tennis lessons that are offered in my neighborhood, because that's like a social thing as well. And, going for walks with my family, that's combining like movement with just being with my family, or combining if my family doesn't want to go or they're not around, I can still go for a walk and listen to an audiobook. So it's like I'm doing things that are lifestyle based, and it's not just like, here's my 20-minute workout or whatever. That's what I want to do for movement, because to me, that's how it's going to stick. Planned movie nights, which we've been doing, and I just want to keep saying yes to that. And then volunteering at my son's school. That's new. I have joined the PTO and I will be doing more volunteering things. Okay, so now the next page. This is my routines reset, and then here's my goals refresh. I'm not going to go over all of my routines. You can probably zoom in there if you want to look at them all. Most of them are the same, except there's like a blank one you can add your own, and I just kind of added a work routine, and so I'm going to try to follow this and see if that works, and that might get adjusted. So, morning routine, evening routine, and weekend reset routine, these are all things that have been going on, and I kind of feel like they're working. I don't need to really force a lot of change on that. And then this is the one I'm going to kind of focus on seeing if it works for me. Refresh goals. Every quarter you can refresh your goals. And most of mine have kind of stayed the same. I just realized I've kind of worded them a little bit different to make it's just like I'm dialing in more on what those goals are. These colors represent the colors that Cultivate What Matters assigns to the goal categories. And so for financial, just continue saving money for the future. This purpley color is the freebie one where you can pick what you want. And so I just put take better care of myself through personal routines. Home is create a clean, calm, and cozy home. Health is improve my health through nutrition and movement. Yellow is personal development, and that's just making time for hobbies. So these kind of go hand in hand for me right now. Orange is community, is participate more in school and community events. Peachy color is work, and I just want to work full time on my channel. And then this pink color is for family, and I just want to maintain our strong family bond. These two pages here are just kind of a blank space to brainstorm what you can do to work on these goals. And so it's for the whole season. And so these are all just things I brainstorm, how can I save, what can I do to be saving money for the future? I can review my budget, I can do a savings deposit, and then I can start a Christmas fund so that we're just saving some money for Christmas, and just so on and so forth. And what I've done here is I've gone through and just said, when am I going to do that? Is it a monthly thing, a weekly thing? Some of these that have specific dates attached to them based on paydays and things. And then just how often I can be doing things and when I can do them, so that this is kind of like a cheat sheet, I guess, for when I'm making my tending list. So I think what I'm going to do is I have this tab here, and I'm going to try to remember when I'm making my tending lists this season is to come back to this page and make sure I'm adding these things to my tending lists. And so here it's all the same stuff, but I've just recategorized it instead of broken up by which goal category it fits in. I've just written here whether they're finish line goals, things that are a project or a task that just needs to be checked off and it's done. And then other things that are just rhythms or whatever that happen monthly, weekly, and daily. Because if you look at your tending list, the tending list is kind of broken up that way. You've got your monthly, weekly, and daily. And so these are the things that I can put in my monthly section, my weekly section, and my daily section. And then the finish lines will also probably go on my monthly action items, or really they're going to be my break it down things probably. So some of those things are, I want to embrace my wavy hair for a full month of not straightening it. And I've chosen to do that in August. We're working on our dining room and getting it all, nice and just kind of finishing that room. And that's going to be in July. Backyard, I don't have a date set yet, but I feel like the backyard is something that always that needs to be every quarter, I think. But anyway, work on the backyard. We have dentist appointments in September, and then starting my Christmas fund. I put bucket here because I use Ally Bank as it's a high yield savings account, and on there you can actually you can designate how much money is in each like savings. So it's one savings account, but within their system, you can just designate like this X amount of money is earmarked for this and this and this. And so I need to start one for July and just kind of start one in July and start funding that. And then all of the weekly, daily, monthly things are here. And then over here, this was just a continuation of this. This is things that I can do that are just, I don't have all of the work stuff divvied out because I do use a different planner and a different like way to keep up with this kind of stuff other than this. And so I didn't divide all of this stuff out. But anyway, that's all that is. And so this is something I just really, I really want to make sure I'm going back to this. I have a hard time with out of sight, out of mind. And so once this page is closed, I kind of forget this exists, even though I like did all this work. And so I need to set it in my system of when I'm doing my tending list to remember to go back to this page. And so, you know, we've got the tab. This is just an Avery, like it's like a sticky note. And I mean, you could use any kind of ruler, the ruler bookmark that comes with this, or like the magnetic clips, or just a cute planner clip or whatever. But that's what I just kind of had that already in here for something else, and I moved it over here. So that's what I'm using for that. I just need to make sure. So this is my weekly rhythm ideas for the season, and this is just a weekly, like hour by hour kind of layout. And it's not for actually planning. Their hourly planner does look like this, but this one isn't really for specific dates. It's just for you to imagine, like, what does your ideal week look like? And so I just kind of broke out and made sure that there was time in my week to get these kinds of things taken care of. So, and then I've used the colors where I have decided that this stuff associates it with like each goal. And so like over here, I have the blue for budget. Like on Sundays, I can review my budget. So that kind of thing. And in the past, these are broken up by half hours. And in the past, I've gone through like every half hour and said, this is what I'm doing here. And I said, like, this is what I'm doing at this exact hour of this day. And then it also overlaps with this other thing. And then I would put like a dot there. I think, let's look at and see if I did that in this one. I kind of did it a little differently, but let's see. I think it's the one in January. Yeah, so like I had these dots that represented different things, and I was like, oh, but then some days this happens, and I tried to like really make it where it was like very specific and very detailed. And this one I just said, you know what, in this hour is when I'm gonna do this, and not like, okay, well, I'm gonna do, do you know what, I hope I'm making sense. AM routine, time for chores. These are kind of like the daily chores of just like emptying the dishwasher and just kind of like, you know, that kind of daily stuff. And then I have on Wednesdays where I actually dedicate a couple of hours to like deep cleaning certain things and like washing my floors and deep cleaning the bathrooms and stuff. You know, work, this, I set aside time for that brain dump. Like, remember I said here I want to do weekly brain dumps. And the reason I picked Thursday is because I plan my week for you to make videos. And so normally I feel like a regular person is probably doing a lot of their planning on Sundays, but my videos go live on Monday and I need to get those filmed on Friday because I don't like to do any of my content creation on the weekends. And so I have time on Fridays where I film my weekly plan with me. And so on Thursday at the end of like the work day, I want to do a brain dump. Like, what else is still necessary? Like, what's still on my list? What's new? And then that way I kind of have that ready to go for Friday morning when I sit down to plan. So that's why I picked that day. But I think like a normal person who's not making planning content for the internet would probably just kind of do the brain dump right before they do the planning on like Sunday or something. So I don't know. Don't really use my thing as a template if you're trying to get ideas, unless you're trying to start a YouTube channel for planning, in which case let me know because I want to watch it. Okay, so then, you know, this is just kind of like the breakdown of when things happen. I have time for Formula One, which this is a loose thing. For this season, I actually did look at the schedule, and most of the races and events occur during this time frame, but they race all over the world in time zones and stuff. But so, you know, I have a spot for when I want to be watching Formula One. That's a thing that fulfills me, and it's self-care. Formula One is self-care. I don't care what you say. And then, you know, so I have all of my times. I'm moving my food prep to Saturdays so that Sunday can be less of like I want Sunday to be more just relaxed, nothing happening, like a rest day, I guess you could say, for both brain and body, mind, whatever. It's a rest day. And then like all of the weekend chores is just whatever I didn't finish on Wednesday or whatever I didn't get to. I catch up on it on Saturday and or go try to do some kind of yard work or something, or work on whatever projects, that kind of thing. And then food prep. I was doing food prep on Sunday, so I'd get my groceries delivered on Saturday, and then I would do food prep on Sunday after the Formula One race. But it's kind of just been a thing where I think I just want to do it on Saturday and just get it done so that Sunday can just be a wake up and watch the race, do a little bit of checking on some things, and then just relax and just have the day to do whatever I want. So anyhow, that's my weekly rhythm ideas, and I just used the notes column to say that there's some things that might be changing halfway through the season when school starts, just that aren't marked on here yet. And then that Wednesday is a day off of work unless I've taken another day because of the way our family works is my husband he works in another state, and so he like lives there most of the time, and then he comes home on weekends, not every weekend, maybe once or twice a month. He'll come home, and so he'll come home on like a Friday night, and then we have all of the weekend, and then he'll leave on a Monday. And so usually that Monday, it's like my whole work day is kind of like messed up because I'm still spending time with him. I only see him so often, you know, and so I don't want to go say, hey, I gotta go film something or whatever. And so on the weeks when he is home, I kind of will just swap my days off, or that's just how my mind is working. I've kind of done that this month, and it seems to be working. And so, you know, the day off would be Monday when he's in town, and then I would just do the work stuff on Wednesday after I like clean. So anyway, that's all that. And then that's the end. And then we go into July. And now if you're still with me after this super long video, this is the part where we are gonna start working on the monthly reset and the tending list and everything. So the first sheet is the monthly reset. And this is where we just kind of go through and it's kind of like a pre-planning thing, I think, where you're just gonna kind of jot down anything that's on your mind, anything that you know is coming up. And I kind of already do that in my planner. I already have like this. So I'm just gonna open up my planner, and I haven't planned this yet. And so what we'll do is we're gonna do our, get all of this set up, and then in the next video, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna incorporate everything in my goals in here. So if you wanna see how I incorporate my PowerSheets stuff and my tending list into like my Erin Condren planner, then that's the next video. So I'm actually just going to kind of have this open off to the side here, and because of that, it's kind of like redundant, but some things you do kind of need to have written down more than once, and doing that kind of helps you make sure you're sticking with things. Sometimes it bugs me to rewrite things, but on like the when you're zooming out and kind of looking at the month as a whole, I don't think that that's annoying personally. It's just kind of like those day-to-day things that I hate rewriting over and over again. But I know that we need to do car inspections in July. So this is the important to-dos box. And both of our cars do like the inspection and the registration is up in July. And so I'm going to write that down. I also need to post a book review on an advanced reader copy that I got for a book I really ended up liking, but that book is going to be published towards the end of the month. And so I just need to remember to do that. And then I always need to do my savings deposit. And we want to do we want to start a Christmas fund. I need to transfer some money from my high yield savings account to my regular bank account to pay some bills that are going to be due, like annual bills. So I do Walmart Plus, and I save all year for it to pay for it all at once. And it's not that much money, but every month I just save a little bit of money so that when that bill comes due, it's a sinking fund, you know. But I like to keep that in my high yield savings account because that just helps, you know, it earns interest. And so I just need to go to make sure, because it takes a few days for that money to transfer over, like if I don't want to pay the instant transfer fee, which I never do. And so I just need to make sure to get that transferred over early enough to where it's in my account when that bill is due. So transfer that money. And then that, you know, that all goes with my savings goals. I think that's it for like actual little tasky things. On my calendar is, my son has tennis camp. July 22nd through 26th. My birthday is on the 20th. I think I just want to go to like the movies or something. And so let's put that. The Twisters movie, do you remember Twister from back in the day? That was like the best movie. There's like a sequel, I guess. I don't know. It's called Twisters, and it's like in that same universe, I think. Maybe we'll go see that. That looks good. Let's just do that. Twisters. And I think that's really it. That's like out of the ordinary that's on my calendar. Oh, the fireworks. Our neighborhood does a fireworks show for 4th of July, and that's actually going to be on the 3rd this year. And so that is on my calendar. Goals to make progress on. This is one of the things I didn't show you earlier, but I have my little, this is a notepad from Cultivate What Matters, and the project is our dining room, and so it's like a home goal, and we just want to finish up the dining room. And actually, the furniture for that will be delivered the first week in July, I think, which is week 27. It's going to be like after the 4th of July, but I don't know the exact date yet, so we'll just put what week it's going to be in. And I actually have everything broken out right here already, which will probably get transferred to the break it down section. And what do we want? This is what I'm thinking about right here. I've got like my self-care and routines and things. I want to focus on my personal development, so we'll just say personal / self-care. And my work goals, which I mentioned I don't really put in this planner, the actual goals, but I think we can put like the high level things. And so I'll just say like work, systems, and routines. Those are things like I really want to be kind of like solidifying here. On my mind, this is one that I always like, I don't really know how to use this because like all of this stuff is on my mind. But really, I think I need to just kind of like things that don't need to happen this month, but like that are coming up, is back to school. We go back to school mid-August over here. And so, you know, I need to start thinking about school shopping. Yeah. And I don't know. I think that's all that's like on my mind, which is fine. That's good. And my cultivated a life evaluation check-in, I actually am just going to copy because I already did that in my quarterly refresh, if I could find that page. And so I'm just going to copy over my numbers and just have a spot for them. I already did like the thinking about everything and the journaling about everything. And so I don't really need to like do it again. Nothing has changed in the couple of days since I've did this. So, and then this was self-care. Wait, I think I just wrote all of these wrong. I did. I wrote all of them wrong. Oh my goodness. Let's white it out and start over. This was where I was. I just copied down the section where it said, where were you last month? And not where I was, where I felt like I ended up the quarter at. All right, that's why we have whiteout. I was trying to go quick and I made a mistake, and that's something I'm always like telling my kid, like, just slow down. But I do the same thing. He gets it from me. Community, 3. Family is 10. Oh, I guess I didn't need to wipe that out. It stayed at 10. Finances, 7. Health and wellness, 7. Home and spaces, 5. So, home and spaces, 4, 7, 5, 4. So, 4, 7, 5, 4. Okay. And I had said the goals to make progress on. So I guess I could explain that too, is that I wrote that here, if you remember, that was something that needed more nourishment, right? So that's why that's there. So you would kind of come back to here and look at what you might want to be focusing on. So now we have the monthly. And so the monthly here, because I use my planner, I don't really use this for planning. And I do want to decorate it though, because I was thinking, what if I used this to kind of write down like milestones or gratitude or something? I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that. It's something, it's not really that, like, I don't know. So I don't know if I'll do that, but I just thought it might be fun to have it already set up for that. And I'm going to use these stickers that I talked about, and I'm just going to cover this up because I want to redate for, actually, let's use the big ones. Do the big ones fit? Yeah, okay. Because the big ones will cover that whole thing and it won't look weird. Okay, so we're gonna go like this, and it is gonna cover that month, but I'm gonna use the stickers that I have. And do I have a ruler handy? Oh, I do, in here, in my little pouch. And I'm just gonna tear it like that. And And I'm gonna try not to make this take super long time. But I just thought it would be fun to have it a little bit decorated for the month. And then maybe I could write like gratitude, favorite memories, milestones, that kind of thing. Because one of the things I noticed, which actually I didn't even do, and that's part of the tending list, is to take your previous tending list, and there's this page on the back, month in review. I didn't even do that. So you're supposed to do that. And now that this video is so long, I'm probably not going to do that. I'll do that when I actually do the prep party class. I'll do that. You're supposed to reflect on the previous month before, but I just kind of hop straight into it. So I'm kind of not doing it right. So sorry about that. Sorry if you're watching this like for inspiration on how to do it and then I just did it wrong. I didn't mean to. I could just completely forgot. So let's put this. I'm going to use this one that says July, and we're just going to put it like right here. And this one you can still see. It says core truth, legacies grow from one small seed. I think I'll just leave that instead of like covering it. And I need to redate. So let's get the dates out. And I'm not going to put all the numbers down with you. I'm going to shut off the camera and put the numbers down, and then come back, because obviously this video is long enough without needing to see me do that. And it's just laying numbers down, so it's not a big deal. And I get to use up the sticker sheet, which is my favorite. I love using up sticker sheets. It's like satisfying to know that it didn't go to waste. Early on in my like planning journey, I bought so many stickers because it's fun. And then I realized maybe I don't need that many stickers. And so it's always nice to use up things and make a dent in that collection and really start like being more mindful about the stickers I'm using, or the stickers I am buying, and making sure I'm using up what I buy and I'm a good steward of my finances. So I'm going to go put these down and come back. All right, I've got all my numbers down. These are done. I'm done with these stickers. And then what I am going to do is use some of these, or at the bottom we just don't need those. I'm going to put I think these stars would be cute to cover up that 31, and then I can just let's do heart, star, heart, and then we can maybe just write, I don't know, favorite memory or something in there. I don't know. I think that's how I want to end up using this, and just kind of like having a space for some things, like, you know, anything related to my goal, like my goals as far as like breakthroughs or just things I did that helped me get to those goals, I guess. I think that's kind of how I want to do it. And then I love all these little Planner Kate doodle stickers, but sometimes they don't really match what I'm doing in my other planner. And I think this would be like a really great way to use these up. And so we have watch fireworks, and then there's also like the fireworks on here. And I think I'm going to put these ones. So we'll put the one that says like there's one that says Happy 4th of July, like here, that we can put here, and maybe like a cute little American flag, right? Because we know that's happening that day. And then we're gonna like watch fireworks on this day. And so let's kind of like do that. And then I think throughout the month I can just kind of add to this with like, if we do any of this stuff, you know, those stickers can go there. I'll be writing in things. And these are kind of small boxes, but it also might be really fun to put like pictures in here print off some pictures on some sticker paper or something, or use one of those little photo printer things. That might be cool. And then there's like these kinds of stickers that say like organize my life, goal check-in, do all the things, family time. I'm thinking like goal check-in, that would be like the day that we're having like the prep party. Like I could put that here and maybe put like one of these little things here. Goal check-in. I don't know. So, you know, stuff like that would be cool. And I have like this little balloon sticker. We could put that on my birthday, and then I'll probably put like other stuff there too. So just a fun way to use up some old stickers. And if I like doing this, that would be really good because I always have leftover stickers and it'll help me use them up. And then I also can put some of these on my tending list too to make it match. I think that would be cute. And so I'm not really going to be writing anything in here, obviously. We'll just write things in as they occur and hopefully fill that up. And maybe I can do some journaling over here as well. And now let's work on the actual tending list. And how do we want to do that? I want to make sure I'm including things. So the break it down, I need to have my dining room goal. And so we'll just kind of start transferring. And we have 6 things here. And so there's more than 6 here. So these ones where it says like, get the paint, clean out the room and everything, that's kind of happening this week before the month. So I'm not going to put it on the things on this list. So we'll take those out of the equation. And then we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which this one is kind of like its own thing anyway, so I can just take that out. So most of this stuff is going to happen in the first week. Let's try to put them in order. So I need to, we have the AC vent in there keeps like, I keep finding like little like particles like on the table that's in there now, and I think that AC vent needs to be cleaned out better. So we want to do that before we paint, I think. So, but definitely before the new furniture gets here. And then I'll just say finish painting. Okay, how do I write? Finish painting. So I've got that, and then light bulbs, new light bulbs. The light fixture we have in there now is kind of like useless. It's got like decorative, like those Edison bulbs. They don't put out any light, and it's kind of like, that room's dark as it is, so we need actual functional lighting in there if we're going to use that room. We never eat in there because it's like dull, but once we fix it up, maybe we'll eat dinner there like on Sundays or something nice, make it like a nice little family ritual. Lighting, and the furniture, and then after the furniture gets here, I need to just like decorate and then move all of the stuff where I currently have all like our fine china and everything. It's still in the boxes. We've been married for 100 years. Not really. Our anniversary this year will be our what, 18th? I don't know, math. Anyway, we got married in 2007. So that all that wedding china has still been in the boxes, just in cabinets. And I would like to display it on the nice china hutch. And so we'll move the china. We have like a china hutch and a buffet. And so all of that needs to just kind of be like filled and decorated. And why did my pen stop working? fill and decorate. And so there's 6 things, and then I'll show you how I deal with that whenever I put it over here. I like to divide the progress bar into the however many steps there are. This I'm going to keep because I'm going to put this in with my monthly plans. And are there any other things on here that are projects or that have like things I have steps for? I don't think so. I think that's really my only main project, right? Because if I look here and what projects or what goals do I want to make progress on? The work stuff I'm not going to track, I think, like I've said 100 times. I don't know. It might end up coming in here, but I have a different notebook that I'm kind of trying to work on that stuff in. So I think that's really all I need to do. Oh, I guess savings is always one that I like to do. My financial goal for savings. I like to make deposits in all my little buckets for our emergency fund, and our vacation fund, and my planner fund. And now I need to set up my Christmas bucket, and then I need to actually like add some money to the Christmas fund. Okay. And so remember I said I need to come back here and look at this. This was my cheat sheet. And so the Christmas fund and the dining room are on there. And I think that's really it for as far as like projects and finish lines. And then these things need to go over here. So my monthly action item is my budget review and savings. And then so I'll be doing that. So we've got budget review and savings. And so I will divide the section up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what I like to do when there's 5 is I just follow these. This is broken into 5, the weekly section here. And so I'll just line this up and I'll draw a line, and I want to get a gray marker. I'll use this Erin Condren one I have handy, and I just draw the lines. So I've got a line there, a line there, and then that way as I cross off each of these things, that's showing me the progress I'm making on that for the month. I think like some of these things, if it's like something you're working on all year and it's taking the whole year to do it, I think that you would be using the progress bar for the whole goal. Like, so say I had a goal to save $1 million this year. Right, that's a great goal. And then I would break that up into 12 months because I want to do that in a year. And then this would be like the progress for the year. So you can see like, oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost to the end. But for this is just for the month for me. And that's how I'm using it. Okay. And then what else? We want the dining room on here. And that has 6, and so I'm not going to do the lines on that yet because I got to think about halfway. Well, let's just do it. Okay. So then, like, I just kind of eyeball this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but, you know, since it's an even number, I'm going to make a halfway point, and then it's 6, so I just need to break this up into, like, 3 even little sections, right? And then there. It's not even, but it's 6 spots. Okay, so those are done. And then the other things are get some new puzzles, watch a Disney movie in Italian. So that's one of my my things that I'm doing for myself is I'm learning Italian through Duolingo, and while that's really great, I feel like I'm ready to move on to like something outside of that app, and I think it would be perfect to go onto the Disney Plus app and find a Disney movie that I already know by heart, like The Lion King, like the animated version of The Lion King, and I think you can change the language. And so I don't know if all the movies have that ability, but I'm pretty sure a good amount of the new ones at least do. And so I want to find one that I can watch in Italian and see like what I can understand, and just try to like, you know, work on my Italian that way. And so I need to get some puzzles. Here, let's do this. And I get those from the thrift store. And I don't mind if there's a couple pieces missing, but most of the time when I get puzzles at the thrift store, there's not any pieces missing, which is nice because I love puzzles. And I'll do the same puzzle over and over, but when there's a new puzzle, it's always like really fun. So thrift new puzzles, watch a Disney movie in Italian. So these are like fun things I'm looking forward to doing. I need to go to the PTO meeting and maybe go to an HOA meeting. I used to go to the HOA meetings all the time. A long time ago, I was the chairperson for like the children's committee when my son was younger, and I planned all of the neighborhood events for the children's committee, and I used to go to the HOA meeting every month and everything. And I don't know, I'm kind of thinking I don't want to join the HOA, like I don't want to be like a board member or anything like that, but I'd like to go and just kind of keep up with what's going on, and to try to kind of get back into my community a little bit. And then the PTO meeting, so I think instead of doing separate lines for those, I'm going to put like community meetings and then have it broken up into 2. Because I don't know if there's going to be a PTO meeting this month. There's supposed to be one in the summer before school starts. And so since school starts in the middle of August, I was thinking it might be in July, but it might not be. So some of these might not even get crossed off, but they're going on the list. Community meetings, and we'll put HOA and PTO, which I guess I need to look up when. Actually, I don't even think they do an HOA meeting in July in my neighborhood. So anyway, that might not happen, but whatever. It's on the list, and then I can like use it next month and look at it. So that's everything for the monthly section. And then I guess I do still have room for work stuff if I wanted to add it, but we'll leave it blank for now. Weekly action items. So these were some things that my self-care stuff is like, it's really just like weekly extra things that aren't part of my daily like hygiene routines, but like doing a self tanner, like my little sunless tanner lotion. That's kind of like a whole process, and it's annoying. And then a pedicure. And so like if I want to do a pedicure, I need to do it before I do the tanning stuff, because then once I put my feet in the water, it washes off the tanning stuff and I have to let that sit. Anyway, it's a whole thing, and that always prevents me from doing one or the other, is I'll do it wrong. And so let's see, how many lines do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's a perfect amount. So let's just write all of these in, I guess, except school check-in doesn't need to happen in August or until August. So we won't do that, but let's do the pedicure and self-tanner, food prep. I probably should have thought about the order these need to happen in the month, but that's fine. And then like in the week, like, do I do something on a Sunday? To me, Sunday is the last day of the week, and I should have put that one last, but whatever. Food prep, cleaning. Going for a long walk. And movie night, which we've been doing weekly in the summer. Movie night, which I bet we can pull into the school year as a weekly thing too, but we'll see. And then the daily things, which I'm really not a huge fan of daily tracking, but let's put them on there anyway. It can at least be like a cheat sheet for if I want to track this somewhere else. Get dressed. Go outside. Take my multivitamin. So these are things that I have a hard time with because normally the tracking daily I have a hard time with because normally it's just things that I think I need to do every day, but it's not really tied to any big goal, and I think that's where I have this like mental disconnect. That, and I'm not making time at the end of my day to go check off if I've done them, and then by the time I like remember this exists, I don't remember if I did those certain things on each day. And so if I tell myself I need to look at this every night before I like shut down for the night, then maybe I'll start checking things off. Reading, practicing Italian, which I'm just gonna write Duolingo because I do that every day. I just had my year-long streak. I think I'm on like day 380. Homework check, which we don't need to start doing until August, and then exercise, which, let's just say movement, because I like that word better. Movements. I didn't mean to say movements, but there we go. Movement. Now, as far as priority and encouraging words go, I think my priority this month is going to be that dining room, because that's kind of like a big project and I need it to happen early. So the priority is the dining room. It's also work stuff, getting that like work schedule figured out before school starts, I think will be good for me, like going forward. But like I said, I'm not really putting that in here. And encouraging words, I'm always really bad at. I don't read them once I put them there, and so I think I'm just going to use that space to put like a sticker from the sticker book. And now let's decorate this. I do also want to put like the colors for each thing, just so I can see that I have like a decent representation of my different goal categories. So let's get all that stuff out. Let's get the colors and let's get the stickers. Let's do one of these quotes for the encouraging words. Choose purpose over perfect. That's cute. You are strong, brave, capable, creative, and ready. Any day can be a fresh start. Dream like a gardener. Good things grow over time. It's okay to grow slow. That one just like immediately resonated with me. So let's do that one. It's okay. Here, let me put it here and let's think about putting some of these stickers on. Do any of these, let's put like this one up at the top. I'm gonna need to turn this to make sure I am on the paper. Okay. And you can put one up the bottom too, just to like kind of bookend it. So it normally doesn't take me this long to do my attending list. Honestly, everything I film takes a lot longer than it does in real life, but because I explain a lot of things and I ramble a lot, and that's why our videos are long. But in real life, it doesn't take anywhere near this long to do a attending list. How did I get marker right here? And let's see. Can I like just kind of put this here and then layer something? Like it's okay to grow slow. Layer that. I could just kind of scatter some of these hearts and stars around towards the end. Let's see what's in here. These blue flowers would look really pretty on there. Let's get some of these up here. And then these ones here can kind of go here. And then we'll put something else down here. Oh, you know what else I didn't do? I forgot, I wanted to see if I could use this for something, but it doesn't look like there's anywhere that can work. I don't know. Where did those stickers go? They're in the back, right? The flowers. I want to get all the blue ones. Come off the paper. Okay. Oh, maybe I pulled this one off and I shouldn't have. I can layer it right here. And then put this one like down here. Okay. One of the things I like to do is these are broken up for Sunday through Monday, but my brain doesn't work that way. And so I like to just draw a line to make it work for me, to break up the week this way. And I found that that is helpful for me as a Monday to Sunday week person. There we go. And can we put any of these things? No, I don't think so. I think we'll just stick with the stripey and the flowers and maybe some of these. Stars everywhere, blue stars. We'll cover up some of this. I don't know what got on there. It looks like I had marker on my fingers. And then I touched the paper, so I'm just kind of covering that up. Just for fun. I don't know. I think it's cute. And then we can put some of the hearts because they match. And let's put one here next to this star. I have more stars over here. I had like 2 of these sheets, so let's get some more stars. I think it's cute. It's coming together. Let's put one more heart like up here. Okay, I think that's good. And I'm happy with that. And so that is the tending list. And oh, I said I wanted to do my dot markers. So let's get those and get these back in here to make it easier to clean up later. And okay, so budget review. Oh, that's a budget review is this blue. And I don't think I have any more for budgeting or for financial goals. And this is the one I use for work, and I don't have any work things on here. And then this is the one for community. It's brownish, but it looks kind of like the color that we use for that. So we have that one, and there we go. And then home is this teal color, and that's the dining room. And cleaning. Okay. And pink is for family. And that's movie night. And then green is health, so we'll put that on movement and multivitamin and food prep. And I'm going to say some of these can like work for more than one thing. So like I could put both dots, but I just want to put the one that I'm like really, you know, I was thinking like long walk would be good for like both family, like if my family went with me, or for self-care, but essentially it's movement, so we're going to do that. And then for this purpley blue color, I'm going to make like the pedicure and self-tanner be like self-care. And then getting dressed is self-care. And then new puzzles is self-care. And then going outside. And then the other ones are more like personal development, like learning things and learning Italian, reading, those kinds of things. So that's what I'm doing there. So we have a nice mix. And I think that is going to be it for my tending list video. I'm going to put this gray marker in here and use that for my tending list from now on. Oh, and I forgot this. So this needs to stay in here. And then I have these, which I didn't do a wild card for this because there isn't really anything that needs one, and I already did these. And so I'm thinking I need to figure out what I want to do here. I'm going to put these in with my planner and see if that will help me with my planner. But anyhow, that is my tending list for the month of July. And I'm really excited for it. I think it's cute. I'm excited to work on this stuff. And I didn't go over this, but there's a lot of stuff on here. I did do all the savings goals. So this is, I guess you can just watch me real quick do that. Let's get the blue that I use for savings. And so I use the marker end of this dot marker, and I'll just kind of go in and fill this. I've been doing lines this time. And I just kind of like fill it in this way, but you know. And then the self-care one I finished as well. I haven't finished getting things done, but I am hopefully going to finish it this week. And then the same with my clothes. I need to go on a shopping trip and get a couple of things, which will happen this week. So hopefully I'll get those done. Cleaning I did. And then this week just started, and so I haven't done any of those things yet. And this I'm having trouble with. But anyhow, I'm going to fill out the back of this on the prep party call, which is actually tomorrow night, and then I'll have that done that way. And then the next time I do a tending list video, it won't be this long because I won't have that quarterly refresh, and then I'll probably remember to do that with you. So and then, like I said, if you want to see me setting up my actual planner and incorporating what I have written on my tending list for July, if you want to see how I make sure to get that into my planner so I don't forget about everything, you can watch my next video, so subscribe to make sure you don't miss it. And that is going to be it for this super long video. Thank you so much for being here and staying to the end and watching it. I really do appreciate it. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because there's tons more videos like this on my channel, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Bye.